They tell me I owe taxes simply because I own a burrow. I have no job right now. No income either. If I cannot pay, I will be driven out of my own burrow. Whose burrow is this, really? A few years ago, I finally came to own a burrow of my own. It sits on the edge of the market plaza in the Black Ant Kingdom, a fairly large burrow, entirely mine. In our ant kingdom, leaves are used as currency. From the time I was young, I saved leaves one by one. I hauled sugar from the sugarcane farms through the blazing summer heat and never stopped even on rainy days. On days when fellow ants rested, I worked. Every time I wanted to spend a leaf, I held back. I pushed myself harder, wanting to afford a bigger and better burrow. Decades passed that way. My legs no longer move as fast as they once did. Carrying heavy blocks of sugar is beyond me now. But that is all right. I have this burrow. I ran my hand along the burrow wall. The earth felt cold and firm beneath my touch. It felt as though a lifetime of sweat had soaked into that wall. At last, I thought, I can rest. Not long after I bought the burrow, a soldier ant from the kingdom came to my door. The soldier ant held out a small piece of paper. A number was written on it. It was the burrow holding tax. At first, I did not understand. I had already paid every leaf to own this burrow. Did that mean I had to pay again? The soldier ant nodded without expression. The kingdom, I was told, collects a tax every year from any ant who holds a burrow. The larger the burrow and the better the location, the more you owe. I stood there for a long time, the bill clutched in my hand. Simply holding this burrow costs me leaves every year. Even if I do not sell it, do not use it, just keep it. The soldier ant did not wait and turned to leave. I went inside and leaned against the wall. The same cold, firm earth as before. Yet somehow it felt different. The seasons changed. I could no longer make it out to the sugarcane farms. My legs would not obey me, and lifting anything heavy made my whole body tremble. The kingdom's work had gone to the younger ants. My leaf income had fallen sharply. And yet the soldier ant came again. The number on the bill was a little larger than the year before. The kingdom had reassessed the value of the burrow, I was told. Burrows near the market plaza had risen in value, so the tax had risen too. I took out the leaves I had set aside. I had spent nearly all of them buying the burrow, but kept a small reserve. I paid the tax with those leaves. But what would happen when those leaves ran out? I cannot work. The tax keeps climbing, and my savings keep shrinking. The burrow stood unchanged, yet I was growing poorer by the day. My saved leaves were gone. The soldier ant came again without fail. This time, I had nothing to give. An ant from the kingdom's lending office came to see me. I could borrow leaves, he said, using my burrow as collateral. If I could not repay, the burrow would be taken. I thought about other options. Moving to a smaller burrow would lower the tax. Selling this burrow and buying a smaller one on the outskirts would leave me with a difference in leaves. Those leaves could keep me going for a while. But it meant selling the burrow I had spent a lifetime saving for in order to pay taxes. Selling the burrow to keep the burrow. I stood at the entrance and looked out over the market plaza. Young ants moved busily back and forth. One day, they too will stand in this very spot, with nothing but a burrow and no leaves left. In the end, I sold the burrow. I left behind the home into which a lifetime of sweat had soaked. The new owner was a young ant. That ant had no doubt saved leaves for a long time too. I moved to a small burrow on the outskirts of the kingdom. The tax went down, but something else seemed to shrink along with it. I thought to myself, had I bought the burrow itself, or merely the right to use it? If I can only stay for as long as I can pay, is that ownership or a lease? The kingdom says, the burrow is mine. Yet every year, the kingdom reassesses its value, and every year it sends a bill. The day I cannot pay, the burrow ceases to be mine. Was it ever truly mine to begin with? Perhaps ownership is not holding something forever, but paying for it continuously. And when you can no longer keep paying, ownership ends. Thank you. See you in the next story.